What's up, everybody? It's Pac-Man from Drunk Monkey Garage. It's been a while since we've put out a video, but we've been doing some renovations to the paint shop. We've taken a little bit of time off during the holidays from painting, but we've been doing some much needed renovations to the paint shop. When we started this channel and I started painting, I wanted to show people what was possible, mainly from a DIY standpoint. I wanted to show techniques and good practices to get professional style paint jobs out of your garage. I've never had a bunch of fancy equipment or a professional paint booth. For a year and a half, I've been painting out of a homemade spray booth in my garage that was made out of a canopy with tarps on the sides and an agricultural fan to exhaust the fumes. That process has served me well. I've got some really good paint jobs out of that, but with the complexity of the paint jobs stepping up and me doing more full bike paint jobs, I figured it was time to step it up and make a more permanent booth. That being said, this is not a professional booth. This is a homemade booth that I made myself in my garage. I wanted to keep to the roots of this channel by doing it DIY style. I am not a carpenter, an electrician, or a builder. I have a little bit of experience doing some woodworking and stuff like that. We used to have alpacas and I built a barn for them. So I do have a little bit of building knowledge, but I am in no way a professional. So I just wanted to show you what's possible if you take the time to learn a few things and learn how to use a few basic woodworking tools. I think I have a table saw, a miter saw, and a couple of nail guns. And that's about it. That's all I needed to complete this paint booth. I did get a laser level from my wife for Christmas, which was very helpful. It wasn't very expensive. I think it was about $60. But other than that, I mean, there was no real specialty tools that I used. So this was a real DIY, do-it-yourself kind of build. And let me show you the results. So as far as the workshop is concerned, we didn't change a whole lot. We just revamped that last winter. We did add some shelving to the entryway and cleaned up the wood and stuff that was in the corner here. This is mainly for bike teardowns and a place to keep the parts. There is the street glide that I'm going to be painting next. We have a few shelves down here. These are for my supplies for the Cricut and polishing and stuff like that. But the real magic is through this door. So this garage has been a cluttered mess for about 10 years. What we did was we rearranged some shelving, got all that organized. We added some rack system for that wall to get some of the yard supplies out of the way. There's the miter saw I used to build the booth. We built a new workbench, got the old one out of the way, and insulated and drywalled the walls here. This will give me a good paint mixing area. I still have to do something with the fixtures that I use to hold my paint stuff. And then on this wall, we put the toolbox and reorganized the tools for the bike maintenance part of what I do. And we insulated the garage door to keep the heat in. It's made a ton of difference. And now for the paint booth. This is roughly a 9x9 paint booth. So basically what I did was I just framed out two walls off of the existing exterior wall and the existing wall that separates the workshop. On the front here, I have installed a glass storm door. And then we also have a full door frame that opens up for larger projects. So I wanted to make it as simple and easy as I could. So basically I integrated the door and the filter wall into a main door that opens up to allow for larger projects. So let me take you in here and give you a small tour. On the inside we have our air system, we have our lighting. I'm using two 6-foot LED strips on each side, and then two 8-feet LED tubes on the ceiling. This center beam is where I'm going to install some hooks to be able to hang parts. And then the main feature is the air extraction system. I got this off of Marketplace for just under 150 bucks. And it came with a fan included. The walls are drywalled and then covered with a dry erase panel board. These cost about $20 a piece, but they're nice and smooth, they're easy to wipe off, and I think they should be easy to clean. I still have to paint the ceiling. I believe all that wood up there is going to go white, and the ceiling's going to go white as well. And then on the floor, I've seen a lot of people doing the indoor-outdoor carpet. So we're going to give that a try. If that doesn't work out well, we'll end up doing an epoxy or something on the floor. But we are really close to being able to paint in here now. I am going to build a box to house filters for the extraction system, and that will fit right over that opening there. And then I have to install a filter up here just in case anything gets through there. Now these do have louvers in them so that you can shut them off or open them up. So you can adjust the airflow where you want it to be extracting from. So I'm really excited about being able to paint in here and not get a bunch of overspray in the rest of my garage. The door is sealed with a weather stripping all the way around. I may find a better way to install filters in this filter wall here, but for now, I believe this is going to work just fine. Those are just furnace filters that I bought that fit the openings. I did make the openings large enough to fit the regular intake filters that you buy from a paint supply. So the biggest addition to this garage, other than the paint booth, is the lighting. I bought this set of lights off of Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. At first I was a little wary about how they would be, but they have lit this whole garage up. And I can actually see what I'm doing now. So these are well worth the investment. I think they were $160 when I bought them. And they've made a ton of difference in this garage. I can't wait to get to painting in this booth and trying it out for the first time. Sometime this week, I'm going to start prepping the Street Glide for the crystal candy paint job that we're going to do on it. And we're going to get back to making some videos for you guys. So until then, Happy New Year and cheers.